Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, January 17th. And this week we have the core Google January 2020 update to talk to you about. Stay tuned, it was big, very big, and it might have stopped rolling out. Firstly, you can probably see I changed the orientation a little bit. I think it might work a little bit better, me standing on this side versus that side. Anyway, let me know. In any event, big news this week is the January 2020 Google Core update. As you can see here, I use a big explosion icon or graphic. Explosion graphics work very well in terms of signaling what's going on, everything is exploding. No, not really. But in any event, Google confirmed on Monday that around, I believe, noon Eastern time, the Google started rolling out their core algorithm, their broad core algorithm update. They do this every quarter or so. The last one was in September, but that one in September seemed to be a really slow rollout that didn't really make as big of an impact as this one. The tools didn't really show much early on, but there definitely was a lot of chatter on Monday around this update. So it definitely does seem like there was a big update. If you take a look and dug into certain things, and you look at the hourly graphs, you would definitely see some changes with that. Only a few tools actually picked up the data on Monday itself. But then as time went on, the other tools have actually picked up a lot of that data. So there was a big January 2020 core update. On that, yes, all Google core updates, broad core updates are global, meaning they impact all Google regions, they impact all languages. And Jenny Sullivan from Google confirmed that. He said, yes, it's global, and it has rolled out globally, as it does otherwise. He would otherwise say it didn't. So that definitely happened. And on Thursday, Danny Sullivan said that the core update is mostly done rolling out, but you can see, he said over here, for those who asked, the update is mostly done, though as with any core updates, it may take 2 weeks to fully complete, but he said it mostly is rolled out. But if you're looking at the actual data providers, and I asked a bunch to see what's going on, you could definitely see even as of this morning, even though Google said on Thursday morning that it's mostly rolled out, even as of Friday morning, there definitely does seem to be fluctuations. The only ones that are showing small changes and fluctuations in terms of it starting to die down is Rank Ranger, and SEMrush is starting to show a decline there as well. But overall, it does seem like this core update is still pretty powerful, even as of Friday morning. A lot of people are still complaining and noticing in their rankings, so we'll see. Hopefully, it will start to die down over the weekend, which I expect it to do. I also asked a bunch of SEOs yesterday afternoon to share any charts they want to share in terms of how they were impacted. And of course, most people who shared results showed that they were impacted in a positive way. In any event, you could go through this here. It's not really showing you much, but you can see most people are saying, yeah, I did really well, but the truth is there are lots of sites that didn't do well. I do have a story that I'm probably about 40% of the way through for Search Engine Land about a much more deeper look at this update in terms of looking at data providers using SEMrush, Search Metrics, and a bunch of other providers like Rank Ranger and so forth, as well as summing up everything I've covered over a Search Engine Roundtable, plus a little bit more. Hopefully that will be live on Monday. I'm going to be on a vacation next week, but I do hope to post a lot over that vacation as well. And also, Google said they do these core updates, just confirm, 2 to 4 times per year. It's ending up being about 4 times a year in my opinion, but they also do lots of smaller updates. So just keep that in mind when it comes to these types of updates. Google launched, also big news this week is that Google launched the Favicons and the black ad label on desktop. So they launched it on mobile back in May, and now the new interface has these favicons and the ad label in black on desktop. Okay, again, SEOs, searchers, any change you make like this to the search results are upsetting to searchers and to SEOs. It does seem to confuse people as what is an ad and what is not an ad. So keep that in mind. Again, this is similar to the feedback we got when the Google launched it on mobile. I'm actually surprised they launched it on desktop. I thought they would hold back and say, you know what? It is confusing people. We shouldn't launch this on desktop. We shouldn't even launch it on mobile. We should probably revert it back. But Google has not done so. And I believe the interface is not as good as the previous interface, but it definitely should increase your click-through rates on your organic results as well as your ads. And I think it will cause more confusion around what's an ad and what's not an ad. And I think that's intentional. I usually don't I think that's intentional. In any event, Google once again had to say that structured data does not impact rankings. It does not impact rankings both on a positive basis and a negative basis. Consider this a really powerful highlighter, in my opinion. And Google had to say that again, basically saying structured data like this has no impact on ranking in web search. And it goes on to explain why we have to say this again. Basically, there was a notification sent out from Google Search Console about a problem with some of the structured data, and it kind of implied that your rankings might be impacted by it, but it's not true. Your rankings are not impacted by it. Your snippets are, and your click-through rate might be, but your rankings themselves will not be. Of course, there's certain areas that are restricted to certain types of rich results, so that's always the case, but it's not really a ranking factor. Froogle is back. I don't know if you remember back in the early 2000s through probably I think 2009 or so. Froogle is Google's free search engine for products. Well, it's kind of back with popular products. Google launched it this week where the organic results can now show popular products. Here's the ads, but Google has the ability also to show popular products as you scroll down past the ads, popular products for organic results, free product listings in the Google search results. Good to see that back. Google's rich testing tool now shows embedded resources from third parties. So if you are having problems with your rich results showing and using a third party, Google can now debug that in the rich test results to show you third party issues, embedded objects, and so forth that are having an issue. Google had a bug with one of their Search Console reports, the unparsable data, structured data. So if you look over here, Google said between January 13th and 16th, there was a bug where you might see a spike in the errors reported in the unparsable structured data report. This was due to an internal misconfiguration that will be fixed soon, and this can be ignored, so keep that in mind. Google Search Console is also sending out warnings for old TLS security issues. TLS 1.0, TLS 1.1 should not be used anymore. TLS 1.2 or 1.3 should be. They'll probably get rid of TLS 1.2 as well soon. The thing is, a lot of people are saying that they're getting these notifications, but they're not running these TLS. They're running the latest version of TLS, and they're not sure why Google's sending this out, so just keep that in mind as well. Just ask your host what you are running and just confirm that using the third-party tools. Google said cookie banners are not an issue for search as long as your content is being shown to search. If you're hiding your content and you have to click on the cookie banner, that might be an issue to show the content. But as long as your content is being loaded, it won't be a problem for Google search. Google said it would be rare to see a ranking boost after removing your pages that are tag-based pages or search result pages from being indexed by Google. He said people have done this, but it would be rare for you to see a ranking boost by just doing that change. Google said good spam reports can lead to often lead to deeper investigation and then broad action across those spam reports. Danny Sullivan said this on Twitter, basically saying when the spam report team gets good tips, they often do deeper dives to understand the networks and to take broader action. So reports do help, he said. So keep submitting spam reports if you see issues, and Google will hopefully address those issues. Then some people are saying the new GoogleBot is much more, I guess, is more live. The new user agent specifically, where you are looking at the not Chrome 41, but the latest version of Chrome that GoogleBot is using to access your site. I've seen a lot of examples on my own log files. Most are using the old Google user agent by far, but some are using even experimental user agents that are not released yet to the public. So keep that in mind. But a lot of people are saying we're seeing the new GoogleBot user agent, and Google's did say they're testing it. But hopefully it should have been live in December. I'm not sure why it's not fully live yet. Maybe there's some issues with that. Google is showing the wrong URL in the search results snippets, specifically for lots of domains, mostly in the UK. You can see here I did a search for Harwoods, and you can see it's showing harwoods.www.uk.com when the URL is not that. It's actually www. Then harwoods.uk.com. And if you go to this URL by copying and pasting it, it would not take you anywhere. But if you go click on it, it'll actually take you to the right place. So it's just a display issue. It's not actually impacting people clicking on it, but it is showing the wrong URL, which could be an issue. Microsoft Advertising is also sunsetting their average position metric. Google sunsetted it last year, and Microsoft, to be on par with Google Ads, is going to sunset it in April. So keep that in mind if you're using Microsoft Advertising. Google Screened Ads is now testing showing photos of the professional. This is over here. Let me show you a screenshot of that. See here the screenshots of the, in this case, attorneys' profiles. You can actually see that in Google Screened Ads now. It's a test. I don't see it live for everything. And I posted 2 vlogs this week. One was William Alvarez from Catalyst on structured data and SEO mentoring, and the other one was John Morabito from from Stellar Rising talking about branded search. So definitely take a look at those 2 vlogs. Very interesting conversations, and I hope to keep those vlogs going. And thanks to all our sponsors for sponsoring those vlogs. If you do want to help sponsor and you don't want to go ahead and necessarily place an ad in the thing itself, I did start a Patreon. I think it's like patreon.com/Barry Schwartz or something like that. If you are interested, tweet at me at RustyBrick or contact me through the contact form and I'll send it to you. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today again is January 17th, 2020. Everyone have a great weekend and I hope you guys are doing well. Bye-bye.